Good morning, Sarah and Mike. This is Ken Parrish. I'm here at the Chuy's Chasewood. We're going to go over all the plants. I just actually finished talking to Mike here, and we kind of went over some issues. Looks like your irrigation system did well, and we'll point that out as we go. First, I forget the name of this type of plant, but as you can see, this is your basic typical shrub. And while it looks like it's dead, as I run my hand up these leaves, they don't fall off. And what that basically tells me is that there's still some continuity in the stems. So also when I bend it, you notice as I bend it, you don't hear it crack. And I'm going to give you a different example elsewhere. Definitely these leaves are going to fall off, but the general rule in situations like this is we're not going to remove that plant. What we want to do is we want to bun it. You're going to hear me use that term, bun. We want to take it and cut these all the way back down to the ground, and like you would do like a crepe myrtle, and dispose of it. So we're going to call this, I'll call it a ligustrum. It's not a ligustrum, but it's a ligustrum type. Compared to this holly here, look at how beautiful the holly is. It did really, really well. This is also a ligustrum type plant, also did very well. Actually, I'm a landscape guy, I should know the name of this particular plant. But nevertheless, I think that's what we should do in this particular case. And you have a number of these plants, and as you go, we'll point them out. Here's another one of them. Here's a group of them here. And you have your, I think these are Japanese yew palms back here. And Laura petalum here. Your knockout roses here in the front, they do look a little bit like they're struggling, but they were probably struggling before. Please take note of this pool of water here and this pool of water here. This pool of water, Mike seems to think that this was occurring before, so I don't think it has to do with an irrigation leak. It might have to do with the fact that the French drain here isn't working properly. It could also mean that one of these drip lines is cracked. We definitely need to check that out, but I don't believe that this is storm related. These banana palms here are obviously dead. The question is do we remove them at the root, or do we give them a high and tight bun? You know, just cut them all the way back and see if they turn back, if they come back. I think that they will probably return. So, but then again, you know, these are very delicate. You know, they're type B shrubs that don't respond well to the extreme cold. But similar to you know, regular palm trees. These palms are obviously dead. You know, the exterior, the leaves of the palms are dead, but that doesn't mean that the base is dead. So I believe if you trim them back and you bun them, they will probably respond. And we keep going. These particular plants here also they're struggling, and you notice as I just touch them, the leaves start to fall off. So, you know, these, I still, but as I look at the base of these plants, they don't look like they're dead. They look, just again, give them a chance, give them a few weeks, get them into maybe latter part of March, early April, and see how they respond. Again, the initial plant that we looked at, some more of this is a cluster of those. Really should figure out what the name of those plants are. Some more knockout roses, some more hollies. All did well. And of course we get to these, and they look like they're struggling. So let's talk about the sago palms. Sago palms notoriously don't respond well to freezes, but in this particular case, I don't believe that the bases are dead. I believe it's just that these leaves are dead. This is not something that we would remove. I think what we do is we trim them back, we bun them as well, and let them turn and see if they start blooming and come back during the spring and summer. These are okay. Okay, again, exact same type of plant. Need to figure out what the name is. Your banana palms. So, you know, they're still kind of wet. You know, that means they're not crunchy, but they will be in the next week or two. I want to talk to you about this. Your Mike, your tree stakes, they can come out. They're not really even helping. See, this isn't even holding the tree up. So let's go this way. You basically have an array of the same type of plants. I'm going to give an actual count of how many that we would need to trim and approximately how long it'll take. Your angel hair buns, they're fine. I don't, you know, they're obviously still green, even though they froze. They respond well to the weather. These smaller plants, which are ground cover type plants, again, whose name escapes me, these look like these are dead. Still, I don't think we remove them. I think what we do is we give them an opportunity to come back, and we trim them down and we prune them, see how they respond. Again, similar plants to the other side. Right here. And then there's these. These are fine, but those are very similar. Okay, so we get back over here. Same general type of plants. I think we bun back your knockout roses. Your hollies are fine. Your ligustrums seem fine. These plants, another cluster of these. Again, I'll have the name of each of these plants and pictures of each type that I think we need to, we need to take care of, and the quantity of them as well. Let's walk this way. Again, more banana palms. A cluster of these. I really don't think that, you know, pruning these down like you would do a crepe myrtle is really going to be an issue. I think that's definitely the solution you make, and I really think that they'll come back. I think they'll come back quickly. See, this particular palm tree, its leaves did not die like the other ones did. Maybe it had to do with the fact that it's in this corner, and I don't know. But again, the palms are something that I believe will return. Definitely, you know, they're not dead. This question is what do we do with the palms themselves? These videos are going to be long. Again, another cluster of these types of plants. Your holly is fine. Kind of makes you think going forward. Of course, you live in Houston, you're not really thinking about installing freeze-resistant plants. Again, these I think are gone right here. You know, who am I to say? I think what you do is you trim them all back and see if they respond. I don't think there's any harm in that at all. And if they respond and they bloom and they pop up, then they'll return within the year. Your front perimeter of bushes, your grass, your angel hair grass, yes, it's yellow, but this would turn yellow normally during the winter anyway. Is it dead? I don't think this is something that you remove or take out until we see how it performs in April or May. As we get over here on this side next to the Chuy sign, it's a little bit more defined, although it still has green at its base. You can see the green still at their bases. There's still room for it to come out. What do? Do we trim these back? Do we cut them, like give a military high and tight haircut on all of them? Let's think about that. Not really sure. These plants right here look like they're gone. not just lose their stuff, but although, you know, they're not dry and brittle. This is just a weed of some sort. So maybe, again, we don't take the extreme choice of removing that. You know, we talked about this before, this little corner, Mike, about actually putting maybe a boulder right here. You know, something large enough to where when people pull up, they can actually see it, so they don't run their car and their truck during this little spot right here. I think we should still do that. Another set of ligustrum. I think all of these plants just need time. I don't think that we should trim back all of your bush line, you know, to, you know, down to, you know, to bun them out. I don't think so. I think you leave them, they're fine. As far as your irrigation is concerned, we've not run through everything zone by zone, but we only found one leak. Let me show you where that is. So here we are at the front of the building, and here's this little island. As you can see, this whole section here is wet, and you can see water drained out. It's not flowing now, which means that if it's probably not the valve, it's probably just one of the drip lines that's either ruptured or broken. So if this is the only problem that you have after that freeze, I'd say count yourself lucky. We'll just find out where the broken line is. We'll repair that, and then this should dry up. Also, it's probably more centered here, as you can see. This is probably in here. It could be the pipe, honestly, that runs underneath. It could be the pipe that runs underneath right here. Sorry. As you can see, all the water that's pooled up here. Could be the pipe. We'll find out, and then we'll get that priced out for you so we can get it repaired. And I think that's pretty much it. Your perimeter looks fine. That's actually not y'all's. So I think we're good to go. We'll give you an account of everything and go from here. Okay, bye. I forgot to include this bed, just same plants, same basic process. Notice how the ground is dry. Looks like somebody drove into this bed right there. Oh, people, learn how to drive. Okay, there's that. Okay, guys, thanks. Bye. Sorry, one last thing. Let's take a look at the palm trees. I don't know if you can see this in this video, but you can see how the palms are sort of orangish. This is only 1 week later from the time the freeze actually occurred. But the color symmetry appears the same, which implies that all of those leaves are dead or dying. Again, I don't think we do anything about it right now until we see for sure. But maybe the answer is the health of the unit itself might simply require that we cut the leaves out. You know, when I say leaves, those big hand palms are actually leaves. You cut the branches down like you would a short crop crepe myrtle, and then let them return. But again, I think we wait. All right, bye.